what Pitch Investor Live is all about. I'm in my car right now. You know, as an investigator, sometimes we got to do things on the road. So it's like I'm just so honored to be able to, you know, connect back up and basically talk about my product here called READI Response. Give you a brief background on myself. My name's Kevin McClain. I'm a professional investigator. Been doing it for about 27 years. And recently I developed a patented technology. We call it READI Response. And with the since what's happened with COVID-19, READI kind of stands now for reopening the economy with detectives and innovations, and also saving lives. So that's kind of our focus right now. So we've kind of pivoted during this this shutdown that's happened. So I'm really honored to share all that with you.
So okay. So I believe we had a pitch, I think a couple of weeks or maybe more, like last month back, right? So
Correct.
So let's settle this unfinished business. So what we're gonna do is, like, you know, we're gonna take it, like, you know, part by part. So let's start from scratch.
Okay.
So that, you know, if somebody is following us on this specific pitch, they would understand everything. So just introduce yourself, then, like, you know, just about your business in a nutshell, and then, like, you know, we'll go from there.
Sure thing. Okay, and right now, Umer, I don't see you, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the pitch. Once again, my name is Kevin McClain. I'm a professional investigator. I've been doing investigations for approximately 27 years. I'm based in the Midwest, a little bit outside of St. Louis, Missouri. I've also now created a technology platform called READI Response. And pitching with Umer was kind of quite an honor, because Umer had been running a contest within Pitch Investors Live for the next unicorn. And I was actually one of two that was selected to be able to pitch this. So I hope by the end of this presentation, not only will Umer see this as possibly being the next unicorn, but other investors out there will also see this as potentially the next unicorn, which I feel very strongly it is.
Yeah, fantastic. So give us a little quick rundown on your business model.
Sure thing. READI Response, reopening the economy and saving lives by detectives with innovations. As everyone knows right now in the entire world, this COVID-19 has created so much chaos from the individuals, but also more importantly to the business economy. How do we get our economy open back up? You'll hear the term contact tracing. It's the buzzword around the world. Most people don't really even understand what contact tracing is. But what it is in a nutshell is this. It is an investigator, like what we do every day, calling somebody out. We're going to interview them, ask them all the pertinent questions about where they got the exposure at, how they're feeling, get all the pertinent information about them. Then we're going to ask them about their contacts, hence the word contact tracing. That's where I believe this is going to separate the rubber from the road, as far as investigators are the best people to be doing this kind of work, and we are left out of the equation at this moment. But I will explain to you why investigators are going to be the ones that are going to help solve this problem. We get on the phone. We do this every day, Umer. We're on the phone. We're talking to people like yourself. We're asking questions about, you know, pertinent things in their lives. We're obtaining information. We know how to build rapport. We understand empathy. We understand what it takes to be able to get somebody to talk to you. It's also very important to understand how to get information out of people, especially when you're going to be talking to someone and saying, tell me for the last 10 days where all you've been. If I were just to ask you that question, you might be able to recall maybe 3 or 4 places. But because I have the skill sets as a professional investigator, I can ask you more cognitive interviewing type of questions that would help you recall more information than you might even realize that you knew. That is what is missing right now in the contact tracing that's being done around the world. And here it is in a nutshell. Facts missed can be lives lost. That's why READI Response and the professional investigators that I work with and I represent are wanting to get a seat at the table and show everybody this is the solution to the problem, because we can take our technology, and it's patented technology, we can integrate all the contact tracers under one platform. Okay, that's really important, because right now you've got a hodgepodge of different groups trying to run contact tracing programs. They're hiring anybody basically that's off the streets. They give them a 6-hour course, and then they say, now you're a contact tracer, and this person is somebody that you and I are dependent upon for this, basically our families as far as their lives and their quality of life. So that's the people we're trusting right now. Not to say there isn't quality people within that group, but professional investigators understand this better than anybody, how to get the information from people. And that's one of the critical components that's being missed. The other critical component that's being missed in contact tracing is just what Dr. Fauci said the other day. Contact tracing, for the most part right now, is a virtual call center. That's all it is. It's a virtual call center, and these people are going off a script. You know as well as I do how many times when we hang up on people that start reading off a script. You know, they're almost like a telemarketer. There's no subjectivity to ask other open-ended questions to get more information. That's why, again, as professional investigators, not only doing the contact tracing, doing better at doing the calls, but also the part that Dr. Fauci mentioned that is being missed is putting boots on the ground. Putting boots on the ground means, as what we do as investigators, going out, we're knocking on doors, we're tracking down people. The contact tracers right now that are out there doing this type of work, they don't have the resources, the proprietary databases to be able to track down people, or even if they do track them down, how to get that door open to convince that person that they're there to actually help them. So that's where Ready Response comes from. Now, the problem you have across the board with everybody, nobody is talking about the business economy. How do we keep these businesses open if they do have an exposure? And what we call in these exposures is like a super spreader event. In other words, more than one person, multiple people at a restaurant or have been at a sporting event or something like that, things happen to them. As I posed to you, Umer, before, imagine you're a restaurant owner and it's Friday night and you just found out that one of your guests has been exposed. What are you going to do? Keep in mind, there's liability factors that also come into this. Do you try to call public health at 10 o'clock at night? More than likely, you're not going to get a hold of anybody. Do you wait till Monday morning? If you wait till Monday morning, guess what? The 48-hour window of opportunity to try to contain the spread is gone. That's why Ready Response is wanting to develop a rapid deployment team of professional investigators who can immediately respond to the business, community. Hospitality industry has been ravaged by this. You've got 1.6 million restaurants alone out there. We've got the manufacturing community, and we've got the transportation community. All of these have these exposure events happening, and they really don't know where to turn to. And they also have to be concerned about a thing called OSHA, because OSHA has guidelines and mandates about when you must report things. And if you wait too long, then you're risking getting fines and fees and things of that nature exposed onto you. So what we're proposing with the Ready Response platform is this, that we set up basically a subscription-based model for the business economy, whether it's the restaurants, casinos, anything dealing with hospitality, theaters, sporting events. Just imagine the hospitality industry is so massive out there. There's 17 million workers alone in the hospitality industry. So what we're proposing is to have a subscription-based model for the hospitality industry, also for the manufacturing industry, and also for the transportation industry. So when events do happen, we can rapidly deploy a team, okay? They can immediately start doing the calling, tracking down the information. Now, here's what also separates us from every other product that's out there on the market right now. Ready Response has got the ability to create the report right from within the app. Okay, so literally, you're on the phone, you're creating the report. You've got the menu right in front of you, you're putting the information in. As soon as you get done creating that report, you're able to submit that report in, goes into our software that then basically reads that report into all of the different fields, creates data, a database, and data analytics. It is almost near real-time information. And if you Google right now, contact tracing failures, just Google that word, and you're going to see exactly why we have a solution to the problem that's going on right now, not only here in America, but around the world.
Okay. Perfect. Now, sounds fantastic. So I'm going to take it a little bit further. You quoting us like a current scenario situation, which is COVID, right? So that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So can you quote maybe real customer story or any other way that this whole business model works for some of your customers or clients? Other than COVID.
Sure. Yes, and of course, since it's been so recent, we just recently got a call on a COVID case. And what this was is a transportation company. And their concern was, were they the ones that the exposure happened at? So we immediately got the call on a Thursday. Friday, we're out doing the investigation on that, trying to understand, was the exposure within their facility or could have been someplace else that this person had gone to. So not only was it investigation tracking down that information, but we also go on to social media. We were looking at Facebook, internet, to see if there was any posts because we understood this person may have went out on vacation somewhere. So we identified that additional information, which is going to be critical because the businesses have so much exposure and liability. This is where we come in and we set the bar a lot higher because we're professional investigators, not only of cause what we find, but if we have to go and testify about our findings, that's going to be huge for these companies when it comes down to a potential problem right now of litigation. And that's still being debated right now in the United States, whether there's going to be a protection for liability on these businesses opening back up or not.
Okay. So I get that part. So are there any other competition in your field?
Yes, there is I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are there any other competitors?
Yes, there are several competitors, and I will preface this with a caveat. Doing the basic contact tracing. When I described what I described about the business model, nobody is focused on how do we sustain the economy? How do we protect these businesses? Everybody's focused on just the initial contact tracing, but no one has looked at it from a standpoint of how do we protect the businesses? How do we set up a proactive approach to protecting these businesses? And in that way, no, we don't have
I see like, there's competition and that's what's making you different from your competition is like, you going one step ahead and like, and letting your customer know how to protect your business. Can you elaborate a little further, like, how you guys doing it? Like, give me more diverse example of like, how you guys managing in maybe in different industries or verticals, maybe solving problem other than COVID, like, what other ways?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. Just to give you an idea. Okay. Originally, when Ready Response was developed, our first target market was going to be the transportation industry, and mainly the 18-wheelers, the trucking industry. There's over, basically 500,000 different trucking companies. And in America alone, there's an average accident every 16 minutes in the trucking space. So originally, we were going to be responding to accidents, going out to scenes, taking the pictures, documenting everything, and being able to create that report from the scene. And when it got back onto the desktop, within minutes after we completed our investigation, all the basically decision makers could then make their next step decisions. So we are continuing also with that part of our vertical. We've got another transportation partner that wants to partner up with us to create this new technology space. Sorry, I had a call come in there. So that's one vertical that we're looking at. Another vertical is dealing with the fact that you've got what we call over here, we have a Second Amendment insurance products out there, where if a person ever has to discharge their firearm or use any type of weapon in self-defense, that they have these what they call attorney referral networks, but none of them have like a investigative network that can immediately be dispatched of events and things like that. So that's another vertical that we're working on as we speak. So those are just a few verticals, and there's some others I could talk to you about. And actually, one of them I probably would prefer to talk to you offline with, because I think it's a pretty big one also. But that just gives you an idea. Anything that requires an immediate response to an accident or an incident, ready response investigators can do.
Okay. Okay, cool. So your investigators, have you hired those investigators? Are they like, are they your permanent employees, or like, are they working independent contractors that like, that are working with you?
They are our subcontractors. They are basically a majority of the investigators that are on our platform currently, approximately around 500, are all through an international organization known as Intellinet. Intellinet is one of the preeminent investigative organizations in the world. Minimum 10 years experience is required to be a member of Intellinet. Also, all their members are vetted and background. So we have quality professional investigators. And one of the other things I'd also like to preface with, Umer, is that when we do bring out and roll out our new product, we're going to have a certified training program for contact tracing, but we're going to really ramp up the investigative side, because that really seems to be lacking on these other programs that are out there marketing right now. Because we have professional investigators, we understand things probably better than anybody out there.
So that's how I understand. So you have got investigators across America, United States, right? And those are your.
That's correct.
And then that's you. You are like, directly linked with those. They're sitting offside and they're helping you out, right? But then you have got certain sort of skill set, be it your platform. So what's that different thing about you guys that like, other contractors, or about your business, others may not be able to replicate? So what is it?
Well, we have a patented technology platform.
For a second, did you get the last part?
Yeah, I think I did. If you want to repeat it again, just to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking, like, so how you're different, how you protecting your business, as in, like, how is it different? And if somebody comes in and like, and becomes a subcontractor, I'm understanding that, then of course there's paperwork and everything. And then like, he gets in your system, on your platform, you software to analyze all that data and punch in all that data and like, and get the analysis and everything. But how is that they won't be able to replicate the same thing on their own?
Well, first of all, we got a patented technology platform.
Okay.
So that's huge right there. The software that we're developing is, once again, it's a patent pending technology that we're developing. Plus, we've got contracts in place with everybody. Every subcontractor has basically an agreement in place with us about basically protecting our clients, and things of that nature. I think also the certified training program that we're going to be offering, and the rate of pay. We pay the best prices in the industry. We want this to be a win-win for the professional investigators and for us. And working in this industry for 27 years, I've seen how a lot of these big national companies will take advantage of smaller people that just have a one-person operation and not pay them what they're worth. And I don't want to be that guy. I want this to be a win-win for everybody.
Okay, perfect. So how long have you guys been operating?
Well, to give you an idea, Umer, I've been through, are you ready for this? And I've been so dedicated to this. I've been working on the app development going on 6 years. I've been through 5 app developers. I've learned so much about app development now that I might be able to do one myself. But I'm now on the final part of it to be able to, launch it out there. It's never been a question about having potential business. It's always been getting the product to market. We've had the investigators ready to go. We've had everything ready to go. It's just having that product finalized to be able to do that. And now we're at that point that we can do all that.
So is the beta launched, or like, you're going to launch the beta version right now?
The beta has been launched. We've had that out in 17 different states. We've been having investigators, working with that and doing lots of testing with that over the last several months and stuff. So that's been launched, and we're ready to actually roll out everything. One thing we have to do.
How long that has been?
I'm sorry. Pardon me?
How long that has been, like, since you have launched beta?
We launched in January.
Okay.
Yeah, we launched in January, and then like I say, we had to retool, and that's what we're doing right now. We're retooling the app, and what I mean by that is right now in our app, we've got the ability to open up and create an accident report from the app, and that report can be submitted in along with pictures and everything, to our clients directly from the app. We have to retool, and we've been working on putting it together, the framework for the COVID-19. Because I've gotten most of the different products that are out there on the market and their scripts that they use. So we've been working on putting that together. So we have to retool to be able to put that application out there embedded into our mobile app.
Okay. And what's the customer base right now during the 6 months period?
The customer base, as far as
how many customers do you have making right now?
Oh, we've not launched yet. No, we've not launched it yet.
You haven't launched it yet?
No, sir.
Not even beta. So how are you testing your beta?
We're testing the beta through the investigators around the country. We've been running it with the investigators and doing mock makeups of accidents and things like that. I can tell you in the transportation space, some of our strategic partners that we've already had aligned with, between like 2 or 3 of them, they've probably got close to 400,000 truck drivers, that we can roll it out to and introduce, that part of the app too. Now the COVID-19, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, as far as either you're going to get grant money through, the government, or you're going to basically what we roll out here with this new subscription-based model to the business economy. We are also, and I don't think I've mentioned this yet, we are working on a pilot program for a major municipality. We've been going through all the hoops, so to speak, with the politics of it all, but we've got everybody in agreement that they want to proceed forward with developing this new pilot program. And when we roll that out, it will be the first one of its kind in the country that's going to be addressing all the different components, including about reopening the business economy and sustaining that.
Okay, awesome. So do you have your business plan on you, like in a pitch deck?
I got a pitch deck, yes. I'm so glad you asked about that, because I just gotten it done right before we had our first pitch. So yes, I got it done and I can send it to you.
Okay, so what, I'll share my email address with you after this pitch, and either Danny or some of the team members gonna get in touch with you, and then we'll exchange emails, and then I want to look at your pitch deck too, because I want to know more about how what's your market size, and where you're placing and positioning yourself and your business, and what sort of market share you're looking at, initially. Because if you have a different value proposition, then we need to look into how you're going to place it and how you're going to compete with your competitors directly, and what's your business progression trajectory that you're forecasting for the next 6 months. So these are the more very typical, but one of the most important questions about numbers, right? So it's all about numbers at the end of the day. So I would like to know more about that. So I thought you're already you're already in the market with the beta version, and you already have revenue. Somehow sort of I got that idea. I don't know where I got it from, but that was my assumption. Sorry about that.
No, I apologize about that if you misunderstood that.
Perfect. So is there anything else that you would like to share before we sign off?
No, I'm just very honored for Pitch Investors Live. Like I say, I've always been a big fan of Shark Tank, and when I found out about Pitch Investors Live, I just oh my God, something's finally bringing Shark Tank and Kickstarter together. So this is a great opportunity for any entrepreneurs out there like myself that have always wanted to be and be able to pitch it to a worldwide audience. So I highly recommend for everybody to get on Pitch Investors Live.
That's the reason we are here. I'm absolutely honored, and it gives me immense pleasure to meet entrepreneurs like yourself with great ideas, right? So everything starts from the idea, and like you're about to launch your business, and hundreds and thousands of people and maybe millions of people gonna watch this pitch and then gonna get inspired, and it's not about getting funding and but it's also about connecting right people, and also getting into the network, understanding business, understanding how you're gonna approach investors. So it's ever evolving process. You're learning, and I think this platform is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs who are seeking not only investment but also eyeballs, and trying to reach out to masses, and to
Right.
to reach out to their target audience. I think it provides that, and I think this pitch, I'm here in Pakistan. It's around 9:30 p.m. At night. So, and you are sitting in your car. So this epitomizes the whole platform, right? So thank you. It was a pleasure. I would like to go further, and I would like to see go through your pitch deck, and then I'll follow up with you after that.
Okay, that sounds great, Umer.
Yeah, same here. Thank you. Have a nice day. Cheers.
Thank you. Hey, have a good evening.
Cheers.
Thank you now. Bye-bye.